G'day everyone, this is Andre Knott, your host of BlankCanvasTV.com, and we are changing the way you see and experience art. And right here today, I'm excited. Let me tell you why I'm excited. I'm right here in the middle of New York City, in fact, right in the middle of Central Park, and I've just been into the Metropolitan Museum of Art. If you've never been before, this is one of the greatest collections anywhere in the world, and I recommend absolutely everybody go and see it. You see, today I was going to be talking about Art Deco. I was going to talk about some of the magnificent architecture you see here in New York City and a lot of the other big Art Deco cities all around the planet, of which this is one of the best, and I just absolutely think this city's amazing. So you must come, but there's so much art, so much culture here that when you come, you're just going to be mind-boggled by all the things to do. So what I'm trying to do right here is give you an understanding of what you should be going in to see in the Metropolitan Museum of Art. You see, there's a number of fantastic art galleries in there. Apart from being a museum of history and a fantastic display of culture throughout the last 2,000 to 3,000 years, there's also one of the finest painting displays anywhere on planet Earth, and I want to tell you a little bit more about it. In fact, I'm right here. I got my my brochures right here in front of me to show you as well. Make sure when you go into any museum, no matter which one it is, especially a museum as fantastic as this, that you get yourself a museum plan, and make sure that you've got an understanding of how to get around the museum, because you can spend hours upon hours upon hours. Most people cannot actually handle much more than 2 or 3 hours in a museum at a time. It starts to become a bit of overload for them. But if you're really trying to maximize your time, and maybe your time in New York City is limited, make sure you get in there and you know exactly what you're doing. The first thing is that you have to pay, the admission is actually free, but you pay some sort of donation at the door, and you'll see why when you get inside. The upkeep of a museum like that must be fantastically enormous, so it's magnificent when you can give a donation. But I would just say to you, the finest thing that I loved going in to see was the Italian masters as well as the Dutch masters, and so we're talking Renaissance come Baroque period and into the neoclassical era, and we're talking 1500s, 1600s, 1700s. In the museum you'll actually see a work by Raphael, in fact a number of works by Raphael. You'll see a number of works by Caravaggio, you'll see a number of works by Titian, by Rembrandt, by Vermeer. I mean, it just absolutely boggles the mind just how many fantastic works of art are in this museum. But they're also historically significant, because each of these masters have changed the way art has been seen across the centuries, during the centuries that they were painting. But then it culminated for me in what I would say to all of you, and that is to spend time in the 19th and 20th century collections. There's a whole floor dedicated to exactly that, and we're talking the Impressionists and the artists that came just before the Impressionists, as well as the Impressionists and thereafter, and then into the modern art section. I don't know that it's the most fantastic art museum for modern art. You see, right down the road at, let's see, 53rd Street in New York City here, you've got the Museum of Modern Art, which really speaking is one of the top 3 modern art museums anywhere on planet Earth. So if you're looking for modern art, that's probably the best place you go, and you spend a few hours in that exact museum. But this here is really classical art in the Metropolitan, classic art through the years into the 20th century. Now here's what I would say to you. I mean, you make sure you get yourself one of these maps right here, and make sure you've got, this is of the, let's see, that's the European painting galleries. And in the European painting galleries, you're going to find works by, as I said, Caravaggio, Van Dyck, Rubens. Make sure you go in and see the works by Goya. That was closed today when I went in, but heck, you can't win them all, I guess. Let's see, Titian. Make sure you see Raphael da Santi, one of the greatest artists on planet Earth to ever have walked the planet. In fact, you'll see magnificent large murals of his work where he's actually painted onto wooden board and encased by magnificent large altar frames, altars of churches' frames. Make sure you see El Greco. Make sure you see Rembrandt. Oh my goodness, there's a few rooms dedicated to Rembrandt's works. One of the most prolific and one of the most influential artists in the 17th century. The Dutch and Flemish masters. You'll see also, oh my gosh, the work by Botticelli. I mean, how can you miss these fantastic masters? It really is something to be seen to be understood. This museum, the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City, is probably one of the top 3 of its type on planet Earth, considering there's also the Kunsthistorikes in Vienna, as well as, well, then there's the galleries in London as well. So this is absolutely probably one of the greatest museums you can ever visit in the world. There's also, I wanted to say, on the 20th century, 19th and 20th centuries, you're going to see artists Cézanne, Monet, Picasso. Oh my gosh, Picasso. There was just a fantastic room of Picasso's works, some of his earlier works in fact. Those are the ones that you want to see right here. Van Gogh, who changed the art world forever so many times over as well. Gauguin with his magnificent paintings of the French South Pacific. Fauvism collection there of Matisse and also Picasso. Pissarro, make sure you go and see the Pissarro works and you'll see one of the great French Impressionists in Pissarro. Now Manet as well, Edouard Manet, the man who really began the whole Impressionist art movement as well. But then across the way you're going to see the works of Delacroix and also British and French Romantic painters such as Turner. Turner, it was said, has perhaps even started the whole Impressionist movement himself, though being British he probably wouldn't wanted to have admitted to that bohemian type lifestyle of the Impressionists. So these are some of the things you've got to go and see. Degas, there's about 4 rooms on the works of Degas. You must understand the beautiful paintings of Degas, who painted the ballerinas that he's so well known for. But check out some of his other works that he's got in there, in the museum of Metropolitan Museum over here, and see what he has available in the way of portraits as well. So this is about the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Make sure you get in there as soon as you can in New York City. Make sure you spend time in that museum. Spend a good 3 or 4 hours if you can. Make it must spend 2 hours at least. But I'll tell you what, this is Andre Knott for blankcanvastv.com. Make sure you leave your comments down the bottom here. Talk to us about some of the most fantastic museums you've ever been to, or in fact this is what we'd like to hear about. Which were your favourite works in the Metropolitan Museum of Art when you actually went in New York City? I'm sure a lot of our viewers out there, you included, have been there. So make sure you check that out. Really leave your comments here at the bottom of the page, and make sure you check out blankcanvastv.com each day for all the new updates in the art world, as well as some wonderful art interviews that we've got coming up in the next few episodes. We'll catch you later.